Hi everyone, it's Jono here, Jonathan Quail. So first of all, thank you for signing up for the Art of Letting Go Masterclass. I'm looking forward to connecting with you soon. This is your first video, as promised, just about the first secret I'll be talking about, which is authentic happiness. And I say that's a secret because most people haven't the first clue what happiness even means and what authentic happiness really is. We think, we've been conditioned to believe in our society that happiness is something that we can get from the outside, from outside of us. And so we pursue various things externally. We look for happiness in the partner, the soulmate, our twin soul, whatever you want to call it. We look for happiness in material things, we look for happiness in achievements, in accomplishments, in all this external stuff. And that's the pattern of society and of most people's lives. And yet, this is all pretty fleeting. The more we seek outside of ourselves, the more we eventually, hopefully, start to realize that none of these things will last. If you're making your happiness dependent on some external condition, you're setting yourself up for unhappiness, because sooner or later that condition is going to change, and then what made you happy temporarily is going to make you unhappy. And I think we're seeing a lot of that in the world today, because suddenly the world's shut down, we're all in lockdown, quarantine, self-isolation. A lot of what people thought brought them happiness, were pursuing, has now just stopped. You're forced to go within. You're sitting at home for weeks. What are you going to do? You have to do a bit of reflection, a bit of contemplation. And maybe that's brought you to watching this video. It's only when we really reflect, well, what is the meaning of life? What is going to make me authentically happy? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves in order to open to an answer that's beyond what the norm is. I've taken myself off to the mountains during this time of lockdown, as you can see, in nature. There's a beautiful river behind me. And the reason I did that was just to get some clarity, to get away from the mass psychology that's going on, buying into fear and into a story that's being told to us by the media, that we should be very fearful of this epidemic, and that fear is very justified. And there's a very simple principle which is taught in most spiritual teachings, but I'll quote from A Course in Miracles, which is my particular spiritual path. Fear is not justified in any form, and fear and happiness cannot coexist. If you're in fear, you cannot be happy. If you're happy, then you cannot fear. So the question then becomes, how do we find this authentic happiness? And we must start looking within. There's no alternative. You really start to see that nothing outside you can really make you authentically happy. By authentic, I mean permanent. Something that's eternal. It can't just shift and change and go away, blow away with the winds of change. So I'll be exploring this topic in a little bit more depth during the Art of Letting Go Masterclass. Do join me. I'm really looking forward to it. Take a deep dive into human life, what makes our lives fulfilling. So authentic happiness really is the foundation. If we don't have happiness, then what's it all for? Maybe we're starting to wake up to that fact now that everything's been shut down. What is it really all about? Can things outside of us really make us happy? I'll leave you with this quote, which was from the Golden Key to Prosperity, written in 1885. So when people say this is New Age, it's certainly not. This has been going on a long time. The search for happiness is really man's eternal quest. And the quote goes something like this. I'll paraphrase it, but You get the gist of it. Happiness is like a butterfly, which, if when pursued, is always just beyond your grasp. But if you'll just sit quietly, then it may come and alight upon you. So I'll leave you with that thought. Maybe all the mad seeking and searching we do outside of ourselves is pointless. It's never going to work. Maybe we just need to sit quietly and be still. So I'd just like to leave you with an invitation. Apart from the masterclass, I also run 3 online meditations twice a day. They happen at 12:30 p.m. UK time. That's currently British summer time. That's 11:30 a.m. GMT time, and 1:30 p.m. South African time. So just adjust depending on which time zone you're in. That's the first one, and the second one happens at 4 p.m. GMT time, 5 p.m. British summer time, and 6 p.m. South African time. So 2 meditations every day. You can join those, log in online, and just take a 15, 20, sometimes we do 25 minutes break to sit quietly and let happiness light upon you, as the quote says. If you're interested in joining those, the login details are the same as those I've sent you for the Art of Letting Go Masterclass. So you can use those same login details and just log in at those times. Do tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be sending you another video and email on the second secret I'll be talking about during the masterclass, which is the secret of flow, and what flow really means, and how you can actually live a life that is in flow rather than out of flow. It's really where happiness becomes very practical and very something you can actually live on a daily basis. So tune in tomorrow. Look forward to meeting you soon at in the masterclass or during one of my free meditations. Bye for now.